Hey guys, welcome back to another Wednesday night pajama talk. So we're going to get into this series tonight. And we're going to talk about changing the name too, because I've been thinking about it. So let's go ahead and roll the intro, and then we will get into tonight's schnock. So editor, roll the intro.
What did you hear? I heard that Grace is getting ready to run away with the milkman. They're going to Mexico and get a quick divorce, and they're settling in Steubenville. Steubenville? Yeah, he's got a new milk route. Well, if you ask me, I think her husband is well rid of her. I think so, too.
Ethel Marks!
What's that?
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Who's that?
This is your conscience gossiping.
Ethel, you've got the loudest conscience I ever heard.
Lucy Ricardo, this is your conscience. You've been gossiping too.
Oh, fine. My conscience has an accent.
All right, you guys, so I think what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have some dinner together. So I'm going to stop the tape for a second, and I'm going to run down and get me some dinner. And we're going to talk about Wednesday nights and the snark of it all. I think I'm going to go ahead with it. I've had a whole week to think about it, and I think we might be changing the name. I thought it was cute, the whole Grease thing, pajama talk, super cute. You know, sometimes when girls get together for their little slumber party, sometimes they bake, sometimes they do. Sometimes they just have snacks, and other times, you know. So here's what I'm trying to do is I want to talk about the stuff that I always want to talk about, but I think we should stay on the topic of the bakery. What do you think? And listen, I'm going to have a disclaimer because I'm going to eat with you. I'm going to have dinner with you, and we're going to chit chat. We're going to be snarky. No judgment here. We're going to talk about a disclaimer. I'm going to say every single Wednesday. We're going to go on the bakery because why not? Everybody's afraid of the bakery, so why not just fucking dive into it? And we're going to be real talk. So that's what we're going to do. First, I want to say as a disclaimer before I go grab dinner that everything I say in this series is my opinions and my perspective. I am here more or less to defend the creators that are on the bakery. I will probably be talking about some people that I watch that I'm interested in and see what's going on. You know, I think it's important. I don't think creators should give people that are snarky the time of day, but at the same time, I think they should know that they're out there. Listen, y'all. Listen, girl. You can't get upset with me. I didn't put you there. So, you know what I mean? Your thread, if I come across it, if you find this video under the Gossip Bakery, under Snark, under Pajama Talk, under Over 50, under Nightly Vlog, under Wednesday Pajama Party, just know I'm not here to talk shit about you. I'm not. I'm here to just talk. And I want to talk about it because it's really a forbidden fruit. I want to say that. And I do want to correct myself from the last video that I did on this series that the things that I read on the bakery, listen, this is my own perspective. It's my own, like, what do you call it? Like theory. It could be a conspiracy theory if you want, if you want. I don't know these people. I have never met them, probably never will. But I like these people that I'm going to talk about. And the reason why I'm going to talk about it is because I can only share with you who I'm interested in. That's all I can share with you. I'm not here to promote or bring light. People say, you know, don't pay mind to negativity, don't feed into it. But here's the thing is that if you see something, say something. And I think most creators know they're on there. Most of them do know. Is any of it true? Probably not. Are there real people that know them? Probably. They're probably under a pseudo. Another thing I want to bring out before I start talking about stuff and getting my dinner is Sometimes, I always wonder too. I've always wondered if the creators themselves make like these pseudonames and fuck with the people that are talking shit about them. If they do, if you haven't, do. If you want to, do. If you just want to hear what they're saying about you, all right, I'll be the one to stand up in the room and tell you. But, I want to be the kind of friend to tell you what the hell's going on out there when it comes to you. You know what I mean? Like, I like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to talk shit, but I am. I mean, if you were my friend too, I would be like, girl, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's what friends are for. Friends are there to give their opinion, and the other friend is there to say, butt the fuck out. Mind your business. Mind your business. You know what I mean? As Killa Lisa would say. What does she say? She has those little plastic hands. She's so good. And then she'll be like, what does she say? Testing, 1, 2, fucking 3. That's what she says. And then she also said something, yo, to the people in the back, or I forget what she says. I would have to watch another reel from her, but I know she says something about people in the back. So if I quote her, listen, she's got her own entity. I have no idea I just like her. I think she's awesome. But I did notice she has like this, how she was talking about, like, recently she was talking about like that she was going to go have some stuff done to her face. And I don't remember seeing, that might be a birthmark right here on her cheek, because it's our left, her right. No, her right, our left. Yeah, because when you watch me, I'm thinking my side is your opposite. So that, but I noticed she had some kind of like a birthmark or something on her cheek, or I was thinking it was a bruise, but I'm not sure. But listen, if you're out here and you're doing stuff to yourself or whatever, hey man, all the power to you. I wish you well. Aging is a bitch. That's all I'm going to say. And it's not easy. You know what I mean? And my mom's had a facelift, and I'll be 55. I've thought about it. Okay. I've thought about getting an evaluation, but here's the thing is that, first of all, let me just tell you, I'm a walking allergy. So if it's going to be a bad response, it's going to be me. 2, I probably can't afford it. I mean, I could probably try to find a way to afford it, but I don't know if I want to. But my biggest thing is that I don't want to look inorganic. My sister is 60. I'll be 55, and my sister and I are 10 years apart. So that means Steph will be 65. But my sister, she has very few lines on her face. She's heavy too. She battles with her weight. She's been losing weight. So if she sees this video, then she'll be like, she's lost a lot of weight. She looks really good. She also has psoriasis, and I think she has, she can correct me in the comments, but I think she has, I know she calls it psoriasis. I keep wanting to say it's eczema, but you know how like when you eat something or like something makes your skin react from underneath and then it flares up. So my sister has that. But when her skin is clear, she has a flawless face. Seriously. Stephanie has very few lines on her face. I've told her that before. She looks very vibrant. And I don't even think she uses anything on her face. She could have a skin routine. I don't know. I, on the other hand, am different. And here's the reason why I'm talking about this is because I know a lot of people are getting Botox and like getting stuff on their face and, things done to themselves early on. Here's the thing is, when I was curious about Botox probably about a year ago, and I started seeing some of these celebrities getting them, they were going to the 10th degree, do you know what I mean? And it was way too noticeable, especially Meg Ryan. I think Meg Ryan fucked up her face completely. And I like her, do you know what I mean? Like, so anybody I'm talking about, I'm just being blatantly honest with you. But because it doesn't mean I don't like these people. I don't like Hollywood, though. I will let you know. I don't like Hollywood now that I know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't support Hollywood at all. And that's sad. I don't support the music industry either, because if you guys knew what some of these people do to children, then you would not support them. And there is evidence to back that up. That's not, I didn't provide the evidence, but the evidence is there if you go looking. That's why it astounds me that people still listen to Oprah Winfrey. It astounds me that people even have it astounds me that people can look at Jennifer Lopez and not feel nauseous. It astounds me that some of the highest paid actors on this planet have done things you don't want to think about. if it wasn't for Epstein, we wouldn't know the things we know now. So, I didn't bring light to that, but I've done so. Just Wednesday night snark and pajama talk is me just basically talking to you about open things that I think about and that I wonder about, and stuff like that. I have a pop culture channel. Here's the reason why I don't pursue it is because it's too deep. It's too hard to figure. The thing is I've respected these people for a long time, like as a fan, like as a supporter, like a lot of us, that have favorites. And my kids tell me, Mom, you're just going on conspiracy theory, but that's not true, because when you actually dig deep and you see some of the evidence that's out here regarding these people, then you would not have the second thoughts that, you would not give them the time of day. You just wouldn't. That's why it floors me that people still support Taylor Swift, but she's huge and money rules the world. So there's that. But anyway, yeah, when I started doing pop culture on the other channel, here's how I got into pop culture. This was 2020, late 2020, early 2021. And I came across, by accident, completely, okay? By accident, I came across the Johnny Depp Amber Heard audios. And when I heard them, they really affected me. They fucked with my mind, like really they did. Because when I was in my relationship, a lot of weird things happened that I didn't understand until I started going to therapy. And I actually researched so much, I learned more than my therapist knew in this department. And she kept saying, she said, I can't believe how much you know about this. She said, we're not even trained on this stuff. So it's interesting how much you know. And I think the majority of what I learned formally on narcissism is from Sam Vaknin and Richard Grannon, who isn't bad to look at, might I say. He's yummy. Not Sam Vaknin, but Richard Grannon. He's a tall glass of water. But, well, he's not that tall, but you know what I'm saying. He's pretty spicy, but he still has his channel. Go look him up. I'll leave his channel below, and you can find him on Instagram and probably TikTok. I follow him on Instagram. I don't know. But I can't listen to all that anymore, because I was so enthralled in it for about 4 years. I just couldn't, enough was enough with it. That's why I never wanted to pursue talking about relationships and my perspective and my opinions on relationships, because I have too much to say about them. So, and at the end of the day, who wants to talk? That's why I stopped doing weight loss too, because I never wanted to continue on in the weight loss community, because I just didn't want to talk about weight 24/7. I didn't care. I didn't want to talk about that. You know what I mean? Like, life is more than what you weigh or what you look like or blah, 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 and all these people saying that. I mean, I'm not saying that people are not doing what they're doing to get healthier, but to not own up to the perks of it, because you have a right to embellish in bathing in the perks of it. So for someone to say I'm not getting healthier for vanity reasons is kind of a lie. It really is. And I'm not saying that anyone is lying blatantly. I'm saying that it's a truth that you can't have one foot in and one foot out. I said this in a video. You might have a medical purpose of why or what forced you to get healthy, but as you get healthier and you look better, you can't rule out vanity, because vanity is a part of it. It's a package. So you can't say, well, I didn't do this for vanity reason. You can't, you literally cannot say that. It's not logically possible to say that, because especially if you're sharing your journey, because part of the journey is success. It's is promoting your success. And part of your success is looking better, feeling better. Look at me, I'm in a 2. Look at me, I'm in a 0. Look at me, I look better, I feel better. And that there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. And I just, but to not own up to the vain part of it is what it is. What you need to be saying is, I look damn good and I know it. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. So what? Because you're going to get judged no matter what. You're going to be judged no matter what. Whether you say you're not doing it or you are doing it, it doesn't matter. I think people have more respect for you if you're anybody that's losing weight that, goes from like a size 22 or size 16 to a size 0 or 2 or 4 or whatever, and says, I look damn good, and I'm not going to say that I don't. You know what I mean? like you'll have some feedback of people saying, well, you're pretty full of yourself. But why not? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing it all for if you can't say, I look good and I feel good and I'm healthy? Who cares? You don't pay my bills, I do. Okay. I mean, but that's not true, I guess, in social media senses, right? Because people are paying your bill. You know what I mean? Like, people don't follow you, people don't watch you, you don't get paid. So take it as you want. Just saying. I love you anyway. But yeah, so anyway, back to the pop culture thing. That's why I like to watch Crazy Days and Nights. If you guys have never watched Crazy Days and Nights, you need to do it. He's been in the industry for a really long time. I feel like I learned more about him on TikTok about a couple years ago, before TikTok blew up. And originally I thought he said he was a photographer. I want to say he's a heavyset redheaded guy, but I could be wrong, because I'm trying to remember back when I first saw one of his physical videos, and he was talking about, he was literally filming himself telling you guys about the way the industry really works, where people go, how everything's staged. And that's kind of how I got introduced to it. But I know he's had Crazy Days and Nights, the website, for many, many years. And then now he has his channel, which he's had for a long time, but now his channel's blown up. So now, but I do trust what he says, because he's there to give you the truth. I feel like, is he corrupt himself? Probably. I don't know him, but because there's really not, you know what I mean? Like, there's really not a lot in Hollywood that you can trust. Okay. I mean, in the industry, period, there's really not a lot in money you can trust, no matter what. But anyway, yeah. So having that podcast and learning about the Johnny Depp audios, and then having something to say about it, that's what made me want to cover it. Is I was like, okay, wait a minute, this is hitting too close to home. I need to say something about it. And I did. And then I started researching, and then came the trial. And you guys can go look at my channel if you're not, if you don't, like, I've got hundreds of thousands of views on that channel. It's not my work specifically that's got the hundreds of thousands of views. It's the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard audios. That's how it started. But then I was doing the live, and my views were not strong. They weren't. And then I did a video on the bakery. Like I said, I did a collab with some people on YouTube, and she asked me to go and research the bakery and find out the roots of it. And so I did that, and I got about 10,000 views on that video. And then did I delete that video? I don't know if I deleted it or did I private it. I think I deleted it, just because the owner of the bakery came for me. She came for me. That's okay. Come for me all you want. I don't care. And they were upset. They were upset with me for what I was saying and how I was defending one of these creators. She was really upset, like as if they had a right, to say what they were saying. And I just didn't. I felt like, what's funny about the bakery and about these snark websites is that they think that they can say whatever they want, but when someone else has something to say back, then they're like, no, only what we say counts. What? Half of what you guys are saying ain't even the fucking truth. It's just your perspective. It's your opinions. But like I was saying last week, are there people on there that probably end up knowing the people that are talked about? Is there someone hiding behind something telling a truth? Probably. I mean, you got to be realistic about that. Is the creator themselves fucking with the snark people? Probably, because nobody knows who anybody is. So it's like, of course, we don't know if those are really the creators fucking with the people that are on there.
But I want to know, who is sharing these pictures? The rumor is one of Bree's friends leaked these photos on GB month, and she announced Brad wearing around Halloween. They have long sleeves on. Is it just me, or does it look like a friend took these photos? Someone in her circle is slowly leaked. They're at a nightclub. A viewer sent me this message and these photos back on March 10th. New photos on GB. Is it just me, or does it look like a friend took these photos? Someone in her circle is slowly leaking this stuff. Has to be. I zoomed in a little bit so you could see Bree's nail color. It's black, which is the color she was wearing around Halloween. They have long sleeves on. They're dressed like it's cold outside. So I'm assuming this picture was taken sometime late October, early November. Remember, Bree's divorce was finalized in November, and she announced Brad to Instagram in November. But I want to know, who is sharing these pictures? The rumor is one of Bree's friends leaked these photos on GB months and months after they were taken. Because remember, I think this picture was taken late last year, and they just posted this picture in March. And some people think Paula released these photos? Because we know Bree and Paula had a fallout, some type of fallout, because they're no longer following each other on Instagram. Bree got dropped by Small World Vacations. I believe Paula got dropped by them as well. And recently, Dina had a birthday. Dina is Bree's best friend from 7th grade. They talk about this all the time. They share each other's content. They create content together. They're constantly tagging each other on Instagram. But recently, it was Dina's birthday, and Bree did not post anything about Dina on Instagram. No happy birthday wishes, nothing. But Paula wished Dina happy birthday on Instagram. So some people think Dina and Bree had some type of fallout as well. That's not a fact. That's just what some people think. Plus, the first pictures that were posted on social media of Brad, if you guys remember, I think I covered this late last year, came from Paula. She posted them on Instagram and quickly deleted them. I don't know who posted these photos to Gossip Bakery, but look at these pictures. Whoever took these pictures were really close to Brad and Bree. It almost looks like the person was sitting with them at their booth or table. So do you think Bree's friends are releasing these photos slowly? Because this was taken in the winter, fall of last year, and it was just released in March. Are Bree's friends doing this? Are Brad's friends doing it? Or do you think Bree or Brad posted these pictures on GB? Remember the picture of Brad and Bree at Disney World? He posted that on GB.
One of the topics, I'll tell you what I'm talking about right now. And here's how I discovered that some of that stuff on the bakery is true. Here's how I discovered it. So there's a creator out there. When I talk about the research video that I did on the bakery, I would leave the link below, but I don't think I have it anymore. I think I got rid of it. It was up there for years. I don't know if someone clipped it. I doubt it. I'm not that important. But let me see. I don't think I left that bakery video up there. I'm going to look. I don't think so, though. I think I took it down. I felt like I rambled. It was like a 3-hour video. Girl, you know I can talk. Did I leave that bakery video up there? I haven't gained. Have I gained subscribers? I don't think I've even gained subscribers on here. I might have. I don't know. People don't come here for my work, though. Anyway, they come here for the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard video. They come here for the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I don't know. People seem to appreciate my perspective, though. Not all the. Not all the time, but sometimes. Do I have the bakery video up here? Didn't I get rid of it? I thought I deleted it. I think I did because I started covering Stupid Head. I started covering, what's his face? Diddy. I covered the guy that owns Abercrombie & Fitch too. If you guys have never heard or seen that court case, whoa, that court case is worse than what's his face. But nobody listened to that one. I restrict my videos too on here. I started covering Justin Baldoni and then I was like, I'm bored. Because what they did to that man was horrific, sad, but so Hollywood. I also covered the guy that was the guy that created The Chosen. What a joke. I think I got rid of the bakery video because it's not here anymore. How many views do I have on this? I don't have very many. How many? Let me see. I'll tell you right now. Two I have on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard audios. I know this table's full of shit. Sorry about that. It's full of a bunch of like Amazon packages, and I was moving stuff around because I recorded today. That's why I make one. Anyway, on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard tapes, I have 203,113 dislikes and 2,700 likes. On the second video, I have 167,161 views. These are their audios, not mine. 1,600 and 125 dislikes. I don't even know why I don't think people dislike because of me, though. I think people dislike because of her. That's why I don't know if that's true. The thing is when I first covered Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, I didn't know if YouTube was going to let me just run their voices or if I had to do a feedback on it. So one of the 4-hour video that I did with him and her, I actually reacted to, and I think people didn't like that. But the second one I ran that has 203,000 in San Francisco, that's the one. Oh my God, that's horrible. But I don't think I responded to that one. I think I just let it run. And it still got 113 dislikes. And I don't even read the comments on this channel anymore. I don't really care. Johnny Depp has a lot of fans though. I got 31,000. So I have a lot of views on here, but these are just theirs. I think my personal work, I didn't get very many views. I think the most views I've ever gotten is like 2,000. And that was like 9 dislikes, 28 likes. A lot of people didn't like what I did. 9 dislikes, 28 likes. So you can do the math. I don't really care what people say. I really don't care. 2 dislikes on Amber. So yeah, a lot of it's her talking. Some of them I didn't get any likes at all on them when I was covering Diddy. And I did the trial live then. I got a lot of copyrights on here. Really? Copyright protection? I don't care. This channel cannot get monetized anyway, so I don't really care about it. I got triple digits at least on these videos. Some of them I got 1,500, 2,500. But that was court, so that's the only reason, because I was live streaming on Twitter. That's why. And someone has it out for me. I think it's the bakery people. They come over here and dislike the videos on purpose because they don't like me, because I did a video promoting, like talking shit about her website, and she got mad about it. They're so sensitive, those people over there. They are so sensitive. And they've got little minions everywhere. So like they send their little foot soldiers, to dislike channels and report the videos and all that nonsense. I don't care. So anyway, so I just stopped doing it. I don't care, because Hollywood's just such a fucked up place. It's such a terrible, terrible industry that I can't talk about it anymore. Like, as you start to research these celebrities and all that goes on with it, you start to realize that there's so much stuff that goes on in the back end that you don't want to know. You don't want to know. And then just listen to Crazy Days and Nights, and that's even worse. Now, some of what he talks about, I think, is just his own perspective and opinion, the way that I'm doing it right now. But at the same time, I think there is some truth to some of what he's talking about, because he's talked to people that literally have seen and witnessed and have been part of some of the topics that he's talking about. Real people that have had encounters, like Epstein too. He's done a whole elite series on Epstein. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. All right. So I'm going to go grab some dinner, and then I'm going to come back and we'll look at the bakery. There's a couple things. I got these notifications for a couple of creators that I really like. And I was like, what the fuck? Why are they? I mean, it's some of the snark that goes on with creators is so absurd. Like, I don't understand how creators can't go on the bakery and just like fuck with these people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's bittersweet. Like, I think if you're a creator and they're talking shit about you, just go in there, create a pseudo and fuck with these people. Go, yeah, and I heard. Do you know what I mean? Like, please. Do you know what I mean? Because, I mean, listen, my first video in this series, I really do believe that people know each other, but I'll tell you why. So let me go grab my dinner and I'll come back and I'll tell you why I think people know each other. Okay. So give me 1 second, and then I will get on the bakery and I'll tell you what's hot tonight, and we'll just keep doing the snark. We'll just do the bakery. Why not? It's just a forbidden fruit. That's all. People don't like to talk about it because they don't like to bring attention to negative energy, but I didn't put these people there. Do you know what I mean? I'm just commenting on it. And I mean, half the time I don't believe half the shit anyways, but there are things that don't make sense that make you feel like, okay, maybe, So give me a second. Let me go get some food, and then I will be right back with you. Now this is Wednesday's video. I hope I can get it up before midnight, but I'm not sure because I'm recording it actually the night of. So what I'm eating is chicken breast, spicy chicken breast, corn, gravy, and cheese. And I have to tell you, it's delightful. Oh crap. My vitamins are behind you. Sometimes when I eat, old age I guess, but sometimes when I eat, where's my pills that I need? Oh man, are they downstairs? Shit. Sometimes when I eat certain kinds of food, I have to take like a precautionary vitamin, like a probiotic, and I take magnesium. Andrew Lessman vitamins won't get better than that. Very expensive, but worth every penny. Mom's been taking them since she was 60. She's 79, and her health has never been better. So, not to say that it's in stone, but it helps. And every time I go to the doctor and my labs are good, they ask me, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm taking Andrew Lessman vitamins. What do you mean? Eighth N. HSN QVC kind of thing. Damn it, I was just downstairs, girl, and I don't want to go back down there. I'm going to try and use what I have. Hopefully I won't be sorry, but I'm going to try to use what I have. The thing about me is when I cook, I don't use salt. I just use dry spices because everything that we eat has salt in it. That's why. I got this gold set of utensils on Walmart. I love it. My mom's like, ew, what is that? I'm like, what do you mean? It's beautiful. She's like, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, thanks, Mom. You guys think I'm opinionated. You don't know my parents. It's Gen X. Ask anybody. Our parents had no filters. All right, so here's how I'm going to do it. If I talk about a creator that I adore, okay, don't get it twisted because I like these people. But if I talk about a creator and I tell you a story, I'm not going to say the creator's name. However, I will leave the creator's channel below. So that's up to you. If you know the story behind the creator, then I guess if you know, you know. I'm just telling you what I hear and what I see. And if I'm fast enough, what I witness. So let me tell you a story. Let me tell you the reason why I feel like some people in the bakery know these people. Let me tell you that first. Some of you that think that eating on camera is rude, I apologize, but we all got to eat. That's my answer. Okay, so a friend of mine years ago asked me to research the bakery. And I went from the host to the original blog when it was originated. Do you know, I didn't know this, I'll read it to you in a minute, but did you know that there's over like 3 million people or something that read that? Here, I'll tell you right now. I want to keep talking about this just because it's so interesting. Doesn't mean it's true, but nonetheless, it's interesting. So take what you will. Don't judge me, girl. I didn't put you there. Do I believe everything? I mean, I like some of these people. I really do. I like a lot of the creators that I follow. I like a lot of them, and I don't really care anything about their personal life. I don't really care about that. I know the industry, so I don't really care. Hold on. I'm going to tell you how many people use this bitch. All right. So down on the very bottom, if you go to the very front page of it, it'll tell you how many posts, how many topics, how many members, how many total visits, how many monthly visits. In the top forum, I don't know what that means. Last user and the user's record. So I don't really know what all that means because I don't, like I said, I don't come here that often. But every Wednesday, I guess meet me back here at the house. In addition to those statistics, this website records live all the people that have visited, people that are active, how many people that have used the website in the last 30 minutes, and so on. I think it's live. I think it's originated to record everything live, like in real time. You know, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I mean, I'm coming here more every week to share what I see, but I don't really know the regimen of this website. I've only researched it once. So it has tabs, like it really has a record of everything that happens on it, because it says 488 guests, 96 members, 27 anonymous members, view complete list. Then on the bottom of all these users' names, it says awaiting validation top members. So I don't know what awaiting validation means. Oh, I guess it shows email to be validated. Ooh, okay, I know who that is. So I don't know. I don't know why these are, what does that mean? They're not legit? Interesting. Anyway, so it has a tab for everything. So it has a live record of everybody that is on here. What's scary is that there are people with handles with names, like real names, I guess. I mean, I'm guessing, but like this, you know, it shows real names, like a first name and a last name. So I don't know what that means. So it has, so over the course of the lifetime, I believe, of this website, it's had 71,897,848 visits. It has over 3,183,214 posts. It has 3,532 topics. It has 31,108 members. It has 436,902 monthly visits. I think I already said all this, but basically, so originally when I was approached to ask to research this bakery, I wanted to know what it was, because it didn't seem like it was an official website. It seemed like it was a host website, like a blog. Like back in the day, you like, do you guys remember blogger.com? And then you could create a blog for free, you know, and then someone would visit your blog, but then it would be like the name of your blog, and then it would be like .blogger.com or whatever, you know what I mean? Or at blogger.com, or I don't know. I can't remember the way it reads. So that's what this is. And the Gossip Bakery, the way that the picture is on the website, I think this used to be a game. I feel like it could still be a game, but I feel like the image that they put on the actual bakery is like an image of some kind of I feel like there used to be a game where you could make things. Like it was like a shopping game or something. So anyway, it's called the Gossip Bakery. And the motto overall of it is called Let Them Eat Cake. And I can't remember. Alexa, what does the term let them eat cake mean?
Let them eat cake is a famous phrase often misattributed to Marie Antoinette. It actually comes from Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who wrote about a great princess suggesting people eat brioche when they had no bread. The phrase symbolizes the disconnect between the wealthy and the poor. Okay, so the term, if you don't know the origination of it, because I sure as hell didn't, let them eat cake is a separation between people that have money and people that don't. Okay, there it is. You're right about the separation between rich and poor. The phrase actually comes from Jean-Jacques Rousseau, not Marie Antoinette, and refers to brioche, a luxury bread. It's become a symbol of the wealthy being out of touch with the struggles of ordinary people.
Okay, so now I can continue talking because otherwise she'll answer me. So a friend of mine asked me to research it. I said, okay. Now, when I researched it and I made this video, do I have that video? I might even have that video, you guys. I might even have that video. I can put it up on my channel, unlisted, if you guys want, and put it in the community post. But that's old. It's like from 2021. But the problem is first of all, I'm the kind of person that repeats myself a lot. So when I did the video, I chose a creator that I liked and I started talking about her. And I used her as an example, but it wasn't in a bad way, if that makes sense, because I was defending her. And the bakery did not like that. Okay, they didn't like that. They came for me. Her and her minions came for me. The lady that owns the bakery, the man, whoever it is. And she sent all her minions to my video. And there was just nothing but shit talking happening. And I guess the story goes with this creator. I'll leave her channel below. I'm not going to say the creator's name. You have to. But originally, I guess this creator got on the map in a bad light because she used to do giveaways. And I guess the whole entire giveaway thing, when it manifested, was a scam. According to the people on this bakery. Is it true? I don't know. And I don't care. But that's what originally happened, is she was supposedly, I should say allegedly, she was allegedly misleading people. So she was putting together some giveaway and then never gave it away, or I don't know what the hell. I don't know. And then after that, this was years ago. And then after that, apparently she had a public falling out with another creator, a low-end creator, if you will. Let them eat cake. And I think what happened was apparently this is the way the story goes. Is it a fact? I don't know. But way back in the day, 100 years ago, this creator made friends. This is the alleged story, because I don't know these people. But the alleged story was that this lady made friends with another creator who taught her about the business, about the industry, about YouTube. And she ended up getting further ahead than this lady. But in addition, this creator this creator in question also had that giveaway fiasco, or that giveaway drama, or whatever. This is like my friends witnessed this or something, so they knew, or one of my friends that's been on the platform for a long time. So witnessed this go down or something, I don't know. Anyway, because of the community it's in. But anyways, this creator in question did better than the creator that shared her knowledge of the platform, apparently. And then in addition to that, this creator that we're talking about apparently was scamming people or something. I don't know, girl. I wasn't there. I don't know. But that's the story, okay? So then it created this tension and this falling out, this public falling out. And then on top of that, people got disgruntled because this creator had bamboozled some of her subscribers, apparently, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Because I don't know, I wasn't there. But the reason why one of the women that are involved in the bakery is so sensitive about this creator is because apparently she knows someone in her family or something, or was a subscriber and got bamboozled from this lady or something like that. So she's really affected by it or something personally. So she was upset, she was upset about it. And so that's what makes her so sensitive. So when I use this creator as an example in the video, she was upset about it. All right. So with that said, okay, that is how I found the bakery. That is how I started reading about the bakery. Now, where along the lines did I believe that some of the bakery information was in fact potentially true? Two reasons. One was a mommy vlogger that is very, very, very popular on YouTube and has been on the platform for many, many years, had a thread where apparently her neighbors went on to the platform and started dishing about these people for real, because they knew them or they were friends or something. And in my opinion, I feel like it's really, I don't really know how well, I'd really love to hear this. Like, I'd love to interview, a creator about being a big creator. I want to say that one of my friends that has quite a large following, I feel like she said, as a creator that has more than 100,000, I thought she said, and she can correct me if she sees this or hears this, because nobody has the time nor the patience to listen to my videos throughout. But if you're smart, you will. I feel like she said something, because she has like 150 now, but I think she said, I don't really think people know unless you tell them. You know what I mean? Like, unless you tell them that you're a creator, then I don't know how easy it is for someone to find out that you are. Unless, of course, you know people that tell people, which is usually how it works. But in general, I really don't know how often it is that people really get the 411 on if you're a creator, unless you tell them. So how did these neighbors find out that this family was a creator? I would presume that she told them herself, because if they were friends or they were neighbors, because apparently they used to be friends, I guess. Okay, this is according to the thread. And this thread that I'm referring to in terms of this creator and this topic was in 2022, I think, because this is when I was researching the bakery. So throughout the video, I was looking up different people for an example because I didn't know who to use. So I was just using people that I had followed myself, like I am talking about them right now, And a lot of who I talk about is the same people I've been following for a long time, because I'm a loyal subscriber usually. And I don't normally talk shit. I have an opinion, of things, and I care about I have a reaction is what I'm saying. Like, obviously if I read something and I don't think it's logical, or I don't think it's fair, or I don't think it's this or that, or humane, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'll say something about it just because I don't care. I don't care. Would it make a difference if I had over 20,000, over 50,000, over 100,000? Probably not, just because I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Because you have to think of it this way. You come into the platform unknown with nothing. So if your channel for some reason takes a hit and it falls to the ground, there are plenty of creators out there that have had the peak of height success, and then something happened and they had to start over, and they were just as successful the second time around as they were the first. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying, hey, gamble with your livelihood, but I'm saying that you come into social media undetermined how you're going to do. So, I don't think I would have a different opinion saying, how I feel about anything. Just because I didn't put these people there. I don't own the bakery. I don't know them. I'm responding and I am reacting to something that I'm looking at or reading, or that's public knowledge. Do you know what I mean? So how can the creator get upset with me? I didn't put you there. I'm not, you know what I mean? I didn't write that. So whatever. But the reason why I talk about is some of it true is because I do think it is. I really do. I mean, and I do think that creators themselves create a pseudo and go and lurk and troll, and you know, I really do. I think it'd be smart for them to do that. And I mean, give them something to talk about, as the music says. So when I did this video and this creator had already had like a trail of drama behind her, the bakery thought that she paid me to defend her in this video. And what was really weird is my subscribers on this channel haven't changed much in the last couple of years. The channel can't be monetized no matter what. So that's why I really don't care about that channel. I can say anything I want because I'm not monetized. And regardless of the hundreds of thousands of views I have on it, ain't doing me no good. Do you know what I mean? So what do I have to lose, if that makes sense? So I did this research video for this lady that asked me to do it. And with that, you know, I did it. And then all the bakery minions came for me and they got so upset. And I think, let me tell you why I feel like, because there's a lot of creators in there that have like huge threads and rolling threads and threads that continue on and on and on. But I don't understand why they would care if I did a research history video about the bakery. Nobody gives a shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to make it lose any business. If anything, it's going to make it have more exposure. You know, just like if I talk about a creator on the bakery that's reflecting on them negatively, they shouldn't care about that anyway, because all they're going to do is benefit from it. Does that make sense? So for me, I don't really have anything to hold back when I talk about the stuff that I see that's public knowledge. So when I use this particular creator as an example, the bakery they were hasty. Okay, they were hating. And as Lisa would say, here's the tissue for your issues. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm stealing all her terms. I love that lady so much. But anyways, and I'll leave her channel below because I just think she's so cool. But I watch her on Instagram. I don't follow her on TikTok. I can't handle TikTok. It upsets me. It just annoys the shit out of me. So I don't watch TikTok. I have Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. That's it. I mean, I don't use any of them recreationally, just so you guys know. I don't care. I will say that I made a video. Let me say this for those of you that even want to listen to me, because you don't have to watch a video. You could just listen to the audio of this. But I will tell you that today someone came to the door, a kid with kind of oversized pants, long hair, young kid, and it scared me. And I double thought about it because I made a video and I accidentally forgot to blur out some personal information, and I realized it. I did it twice, you know, and I do that sometimes because I'm just not paying attention, I guess. And obviously you don't want to put, you know, I mean, it's not like people can't find you, but I'm just saying. And so I wonder, you know what I mean? And I also want to tell you guys as well as a fact that I created this do not disturb Google voicemail for my personal followers, because I don't get comments. So I was thinking about a way to do this to get community, like maybe people don't want to comment, but they could call in and leave a message and tell me, I really liked your video, or maybe you could do a video on this, or I like the topic, or I relate, or here's a good, you know, here's a positive note to share on one of your videos that might encourage someone else or whatever. So I created this voice line, and recently I got this message and I sent it to everybody. I sent it to the authorities, I sent it to Google, I sent it to YouTube, I sent it to the police, I sent it to my friends, I sent it to my family, I sent it to my ex, I sent it to everybody I knew. And I asked them, I said, what the hell is this? Like, it's weird, you know? And my ex always laughs at stuff like this. He's like, I don't even know why you pay attention to this stuff, because she sounded like a tweaker anyways. I was like, yeah, but still, it was negative. You know what I mean? I was like, it concerned me, you know? And he was like, why would you even care? And I said, he goes, just send it to the, you know, blast it, put it everywhere. So I called an attorney and I called the police and I called all these people and I said, listen, I got this message, it's weird. And they said, just save everything. So then I went on ChatGPT and I got this legal disclaimer that I had in the description box, but I think I moved it. If it's not in the description box anymore, I put it in the actual about the channel, because I want people to know that everything is recorded. Maybe that might prevent people from wanting to call too. But I follow this other creator and it's really successful for her. And it's so moving the way that she created this voice line. It's so moving. And you know what's interesting is there's another lady that I follow, a young girl, and she also created a voice line as well. And I don't know where she got that from, but it's so interesting because one creator had it for a long time. And then another creator got wind of it and she started it and now it's working for her. And because I really don't see any reason why people can't literally call in. It's all private. It's not undisclosed. You have to give your permission to release anything you leave. So, but if it's derogatory, if it's threatening, if it's unlawful, because YouTube doesn't like the word illegal. So if it's unlawful, then you can still save it and, record it and everything else because they'll find out where it came from. So Google will do an investigation and, whatever. So I got this weird message and I sent it to everybody that I knew and stuff. And so it was just kind of alarming, so when someone came to the door today, I was like, what the fuck? Okay. But, we record everything. So luckily for us, we have a record for everything. So back to the bakery thing. So when I did the video, I was reading some threads. And like I said, this one mommy vlogger, I guess her neighbors were releasing personal information. And then the second creator that I mentioned on this website, her house sale was leaked. And the bakery came for me for this particular creator that I'm talking about. And so she ended up having to actually put a public statement out. She wrote a book, I guess people had to buy to figure out what happened and all this stuff. But here's where I came up with the theory that things on the bakery might be true. So I was on Instagram and I was following her Instagram because, everybody's encouraging us to follow them on every aspect of every platform. So she did this post. This was random. I couldn't even believe that I saw this because I thought, what a weird thing that I actually witnessed this. But for a long time, this woman had implied or gave the public, and she doesn't owe the public anything. The public really is, her personal life is her personal life. It is none of anybody's business. You know what I mean? These creators, they don't have to share anything personal about their life that they don't want to. It's their life. They have a right to keep it private. So she had led on to the public that she was single for a long, long time. And she had made a couple of videos over the years explaining why she was, in her own words. I mean, I don't know how much of it was true. I don't really care. But this particular year, I want to say it was 2024, maybe the tail end of 2024, early 2025. All these subscribers had noticed something was different about her. And the reason why it was different is because she was dressing different. She was acting different. She was just really getting risque, like the clothes she was wearing, the way she was doing her videos, and it was really suggestive. And so a lot of people were wondering, what is up with this lady? Like, what's she really doing? And people have the right to be inquisitive. They have a right to think what they want to think. They have a right to doubt. They have a right to question. Is it, like as a viewer, because you're putting yourself out there in the public, and you know what I mean? And people are only going to judge or have a reaction or like have a response to what you put out to the public. Is it true? Are you lying? On the surface, nobody knows. So you could be fucking with the public and at the same time. That's what people don't ever think, is they just think that everything that people put out is the blatant truth. I mean, anybody can say, I'm organic, I'm being honest, and maybe their intent is that way, but maybe there are some things that they don't release that end up getting leaked later that just point to the opposite, that they're not honest, that they're not doing, and I guess the public really doesn't have a right to judge. Like I said, it doesn't matter. Like you have a right as a creator to put out what you want, you know what I mean? And you have a right as a creator to release your character and your persona of what you want to, because really when you have a YouTube channel or when you're a creator, you are a character. That's what you really are. I know you want to be seen as a person, but really you're a brand. You are a promotional product. That's what you are. So it's very difficult. I mean, people empathize with you and they watch your videos and they create. Some people get, and like I said, my son introduced me to this, but some people develop what's called like a parasocial, I think, relationship, meaning that they watch the creator so closely and they're committed and they're dedicated to this creator. And so they feel like they know them, but really they don't know them personally, so they don't know who they really are. They only know what they're being shown or what they're being presented, if that makes sense. So when you're a creator, because this is an industry, you're a product. That's what you are. You're here to promote, you're here to sell. That's what you're here to do, whether you sell yourself or you sell your brand or you have a contract with somebody or whatever. And so I'm getting to it. I know it takes me forever, girl. I don't know what to tell you. We're just hanging out and I'm going to put this bitch out just exactly the way it is. I'm not even going to care. So if it's 2 hours, it's 2 hours. I don't care. But anyways, so I so happened to follow her on Instagram, this creator I'm talking about, and she put this post out and then this comment came out of nowhere, and I can't remember the lady's name, but I remember seeing the comment and I remember tapping on the lady's profile, and a lot of people at that time, because they caught it, you have all your trolls, they caught the profile name, and they caught the comment, so they screenshotted it, and she was talking shit to this lady. She was saying, it was over a dude, she was saying that, I think his name was Brad or something. I don't know, I don't even know if that was really his real name, but the lady was talking about a man specifically. And she was saying, and they were in some kind of a quarrel. You know what I mean? They were in some kind of a battle, drama, whatever. Two women fighting over a man, traditionally. But what happened was people were thrown for a loop because this lady had always presented herself like she was single, like she wasn't dating. And again, I mean, that would be unrealistic all these years that she's been on YouTube, since she's been on YouTube for like 12 years, that she's never had a relationship behind the scenes. Like, that's just ridiculous to think that. But with that said, so after the lady said something on Instagram, I don't know who gave her an in, but she goes on the bakery and makes an account, and she starts releasing all this information about this lady. And she keeps saying, and they said, and the owner of the thread, because there's always a person within the bakery staff. I don't know how big the staff is, but there's always a person that creates the thread. And so the way that they monitor the thread, they'll participate in the thread, and then they also micromanage the thread. So quality assurance, all that kind of stuff, they watch, and they make sure that everything stays apparently the way it's supposed to be, which is such a blatant, that's just a hoot in itself. But this lady comes into the bakery and says, my name is yada yada. I know her personally. We've been messing around with the same dude. It's been happening for over a year. And that's when all this speculation started happening with all these people in the bakery on this particular thread about this particular creator saying, well, this must have happened. And so what's strange though, is that people get so enthralled in this stuff is they start trying to timeline things. So they start going back, looking at videos, trying to piece together things. And so it's just crazy, like how meticulous they get. And one of the ladies within the thread, that I don't know if this is true because I have no idea. I don't know any of these people, and everybody's hiding behind a picture in the bakery. But one of the ladies, her handle has something to do with legal. So I don't know if that's what she wants people to believe, or if she really is affiliated with the legal industry at all. But somehow, some way, these people have certain connections or something, or maybe they're in the industry, or maybe they have the ins and outs. But one person was got her real name, was looking up where she moved. Then someone else found out specifically where she moved, what county, what state, what city. And then they started looking up her sale, her house. They started Google mapping where she lived, and it was really freaky. And so that's why I was saying that some of the information within the bakery is scary, even though it's public information. But the interesting thing about it is that I don't know if the creator could actually legally come for the bakery anyway, because if it's public information and they're obtaining this information publicly, like, you know what I mean? Like, if these are public documents, just like, court cases, lawsuits, they're all public record. So like, if there's real estate, if there's any kind of printouts, or if there's any kind of information that is released on public record anywhere, then the bakery might be able to hide behind that and say, well, this was all public information. So, and if you read the thread, sometimes, like, you'll see that the people will say, I don't know if this is the truth, but this is what I think, and this is what I found, and they'll give case numbers and phone numbers. It's crazy. But what's interesting is, from the last week's episode, I told you when you go on the actual front page of the bakery, it says that there's guidelines. And that's what's a joke, because if you go into some of these threads and even if you start from the beginning, okay, and you start reading, let's just say you pick a creator, any creator, to start reading about or whatever, and they're in here, because some creators you're going to look up, they aren't going to be in here, but some are. And so the guidelines of here is interesting, because they're supposed to have certain guidelines that protect who they're talking about, or the I don't know what you call that, like the privacy or whatever. But also they do have a lockdown to where you have to be registered. So I don't know why they're doing that. It's very interesting why they have some boards and some forums, threads locked down where you have to register to have a free account in order to see some of the stuff. Like right now, I just went in on a random ghost account and just looked at the front page of the bakery, and it says click here for the forum guidelines, but it didn't let me see them. And it says make a free account in order to see it. So that to me is really interesting. I can't, it's probably here. I think it might've been my pop culture account that I have. That's because when I get my Gmail notifications, it's usually all of the inboxes I have, for, I don't know, let me see. I made the video. Okay, so here's the thing. I made the video in 2023. I have all the receipts of all the comments, all the people that came for me, all the comments that came in. I didn't know I still had those. because I had to do the research. I mean, the person asked me to do the research on the bakery. I'm looking at every account. I don't even know. I would have to look at my phone. I don't know what account I made that on. So right now, if you go on the bakery, like you should be able just to, I would think that you would just be able to go on the front page and just look at them. I mean, the guidelines should be clear. Those should be public. So I don't know why it would be so hard to read that. No, it says in order for you to see, get the registration form here. See, it says click here to get the registration. So sometimes I feel like they lock it down. That's interesting. Why wouldn't they want, it says information for guests. In order for you to see some boards, you must join the forum. If you don't want to register and have an account with us, scroll down the site until you see the YouTubers threads. Those are public. So I guess some stuff isn't public. I don't know anything about this place, but they should have their guidelines public anyway, I think. But that's just my own personal opinion. I mean, if they own the website and they make the final determination of whether or not you're able to see the guidelines or not, I guess that's their business, but that just seems like it's weird. It's saying that I'm not, and I don't see any reason to do that. I really don't. I don't see any reason to, but I mean, most creators that are in here know that they're in here. And most creators, like I said, have family members, friends, or people that are keeping tabs on what people are saying. I don't know how good, I just don't know how productive that is for them. Because if it's not true, it's not true. You know what I mean? But I do think it's kind of sad that if it is a fact that real people are going in here and releasing information about these people, I think that's wrong. But it's freedom of speech. They're under a pseudo. They're protected. They're incognito, so nobody knows it's them. What can you do? You can't really do anything. That's just crazy though. It's crazy because they have influencers and they have like from A to Z, which is terrible, but it's all in alphabetical order and there are a lot of people in here, a lot of people. But once you get in here, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like, I wonder what it would take for them to stop talking, like not caring or something. I wonder if they have like a what's it called? Like a requirement, before you get in here, like you have to have so many followers or you have to be worth the time. Like, I wonder if that's like their qualification or something. God, it's crazy. Like, and it's just, usually the threads are very few and far between. Like, there's not really, like I said, I feel like some threads are worse than others. Some stuff to me is all minute. It's small. It's not that big a deal. But I guess, but I would say if you're going to be on social media or you decide that you want to be on social media for any way, shape or form, because you don't know where your account's going to go. You don't know if it's going to go rise to the top, or you don't know if you're going to be like me and just get 10 views or something. Because I feel like then you're safe. But I feel like if you do have a channel that blows up, there's really no stopping it. I mean, it's like celebrities. You don't really know. The only thing is that a lot of the pop culture stuff that we read is all staged because they want it. It means money when they're in the limelight. So that's why I'm saying I don't know why the creators stress, because they don't really need to. I mean, all this is doing is just giving them like new subscribers and people that are it's just giving them more exposure. They don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that lady that I was talking about, that she had some drama going on with some dude, like that lady came in and said, this is who I am, and da-da-da-da. And I don't even know why she would do that, because I don't think, it seemed like the girls in that thread were like really questioning if she was real. They're like, we don't know if we believe you or not. Do you know what I mean? And she was like, this. She knew a lot though. So, because it's really hard to tell who to believe, but I don't know. I mean, I think the creator themselves lurking and trolling within the baker would be the only ones to really know if it was true or someone they knew, and to pinpoint what that would look like. But these people in the bakery, man, they're vicious. They're vicious. And some of the things they talk about, like there was another creator that because there's very few and far between. I wonder if this other lady, let me see if this other lady, because I know the one lady that I recently started watching is in here, but there was another lady what's her name again? She keeps changing her channel name. Her name is, she's on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. I only follow 2 people from Northern California and I really like them, but apparently they're talking major shit. That's how like this crazy life too, like I'm not talking about the baker. I know she's in here, but she made a video like, what was it, last year, saying that her and her husband were getting divorced. And what was really strange about that, and she was saying, that's what she was saying, don't ever make creator friends. She was saying that she had a friend here on YouTube and she confided in her and she told her everything that was going on in her life and thought that she was her real friend. But then this lady like bamboozled her and like crossed her in some way, and then went online and on the YouTube or wherever and told her aired her business out, and then that forced her to have to sit down and make a video and tell her subscribers like what was really happening. To me, here's my question is, what happens if you just fucking ignore all these idiots? What happens then? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let them talk, man. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? If it's just making you money, who cares? Why do you owe any explanation? You absolutely do not. You don't owe anybody anything. It's none of your subscribers' business what is happening in your personal life. None of it. Because that's not what they're coming to your channel. They're coming to your channel for your content, for your creativity, for whatever it is that your channel's about. I don't know. I don't get it. It just makes you wonder, like I said. I mean, I don't come in here that often. I don't really care about all this stuff. Like, it's just stupid. Just like the stuff on Reddit. The stuff on Reddit's hilarious. But the Gossip Guru, I don't really know. Let's see. I don't think that's a thing anymore. What does this say? Why you might start to hate the influencers you love. This was February 9th, 2024. Tattle Life, an anonymous gossip forum, has been described as the most toxic place on the internet. This was way back when. People are increasingly turning to gossip forums like Tattle Life, Guru Gossip, and the Blog Snark subreddit to critique the influencers they follow. On these forums, users pick apart everything from the influencer's social media content to their appearance, even if their relationships with their friends, partners, and children come under scrutiny. Yet a surprising phrase is repeated across the forums: I used to love her. That's true. Many forum users are former fans of the influencers they now publicly and enthusiastically criticize. So why might you start to hate the influencers you once loved? The article is a part of A Quarter Life, a series about issues affecting those of us in our 20s and 30s, from the challenges. What does that even mean? Influencers excel at establishing parasocial relationships with their followers. These are relationships that are largely one way, but experienced by followers as reciprocal. Favorite influencers can often feel like friends, even though they are likely unaware of their followers' existence. However, our study of the two prominent gossip forums found that these parasocial relationships can turn sour, with love and adoration replaced by feelings of hostility or even hatred. Jeez. Influencers typically rise to fame by sharing intimate details about their lives, but later impose boundaries to protect their privacy and mental health. This can shatter the illusion of intimacy, prompting anger from followers who feel entitled to omitted information. One forum user observed, "You can't share a relationship with your followers for the best part of 10 years and then not properly address the breakup." Really? She set boundaries and level of privacy in her life. She can't just suddenly shift them and not expect a reaction. When we feel excluded by an influencer, our feelings can become increasingly hostile. Yet rather than simply unfollowing, many turn to gossip forums to fill in the narrative gaps with their own theories, backed up by evidence gathered through extensive online research. That's true. From inspecting every detail of their posts to accessing company accounts, posters were committed to uncovering the hidden details of influencers' lives. They celebrated theories that were proven right, like when a long-suspected pregnancy or breakup was announced, and congratulated themselves on their detective work. Our findings indicate that the gossip forums enable users to overcome feelings of exclusion by recreating the illusion that they know the influencer intimately, that they know the influencer personally. I would have said personally, but not intimately. Feeling ignored, influencers create the illusion that followers' relationships with them are reciprocated by liking and replying to their comments. However, as their audience grows, they typically become less responsive. Many influencers also delete comments and block comments containing certain keywords. This leads some followers to feel ignored, as one poster in our study observed. "I constantly see her asking questions on Twitter or on Instagram, and her followers give her really nice feedback or comments and even recommendations and advice. She never replies. She says thank you or even just acknowledges them with the little heart thumbs up button." This was way back when, you guys. This was 2024. Forum members perpetuated the belief that the influencers read the forums. They frequently interpreted influencers' social media content as attempts to address critiques posted by forum members, with posts like, "Could she make it any more obvious that she's addressing everything that's discussed on here?" And this was her addressing us again. Posters often addressed influencers directly, advising them on how to improve their content and repair their relationship with their followers. One commenter prefaced a long list of suggestions with the following statement: "If you do read these comments, I wanted to offer a constructive overview of why so many of us used to watch your content but no longer do. I'm not a catty person, so I have tried to explain as simply and constructively as I can on a forum where my comment won't be deleted. Our data indicates that posting on gossip forums can help followers feel seen and acknowledged by influencers in a way that they don't outside of the forums. Feeling exploited. As an influencer's fame grows, they profit from their following via increasingly lucrative brand endorsements and partnerships. Followers can feel exploited when influencers only post content with a direct commercial gain. One poster observed, "I cannot believe that she has the audacity to post such half-assed, unauthentic sponsored content after 5 weeks away." The forums enable users to maintain intimate knowledge of the influencer's content through other members' posts without supporting them commercially by directly engaging with their social media content. The forums enable users to maintain intimate relationships of influencers' content through other members' posts without supporting them commercially by directly engaging with their social media content. Followers also expressed frustration when influencers did not clearly disclose paid ads and used the forum to facilitate mass reporting on non-compliant posts to the UK's Advertising Standards Authority. This is the UK, obviously. Retaliating in this way enabled forum members to alleviate feelings of being exploited. Gossip forum users are often dismissed as trolls and bullies, but this doesn't paint a complete picture. Our research provides insight into the appeal of these forums. The intensity of the followers' parasocial relationships with influencers means that even when the relationship becomes characterized by hostility, they cannot simply walk away, but instead seek alternative ways to sustain the relationship and reestablish lost intimacy. If your own feelings towards your favorite influencer are starting to sour, try to simply allow the parasocial relationship to fizzle out over time. Just as stalking to an ex on social media often does more harm than good, gossip forums are an alluring but often unhealthy temptation. That's it. And this was written by Beth Daly. And this article is from February 9th, 2024. So not too long ago. And I really don't think things have changed much, to be honest. You guys will look into that if you want to. But, like I said, I didn't know. Listen, you don't really find out a lot of this stuff until you go looking, to be honest. I mean, I'm just being, I'm being transparent too. Like, I don't know these people. I don't really care. But what the thing is I don't know. I mean, I feel like I said, it's a fine line between being a creator and knowing what to release and what not to release and feeling. I just think that there's no handbook with being a creator, and I think you just need to do what's best for you and let the like-minded people follow. And if somebody gets a hair in their ass, then that's not your problem. But it is a concern. That's all I'm going to say, because like that article was saying, is that some people, they literally, I don't know, man, it's a little strange, like how people can feel like they're entitled to, like they deserve, or like they have a right to know more about what you share, like more than what you share is what I should say. And it really is none of their business, you know what I mean? But I think what she should have said in the article is that it gives the followers the entitlement of feeling like they deserve to know, because they are literally monetizing the creator. So they are supporting the creator. They really are. You know what I mean? Because that's what pays the creator's bills. That's what allows the creator to retire and not have to work for a company anymore. That's what makes the creator, get brand deals and sponsorships. And so people think, well, I do pay your bills though. And I don't know if they have a right to really think that way, because everything's a choice. Like I agree with the article saying that, hey, if you don't like the creator anymore, just stop following them. Like that's common sense. But like I said, I don't know, people get entitled and they feel like they have more power than they really do, and all I can say is, being a creator is a sales job. That's what it is. Every video you put out depends on what your income is going to be for that month. It's like a construction you know what I mean? It really is. It's just sales. That's all it is. And people get agencies and agents, like I said in the last video, to secure that they're going to be okay regardless of what their production of views, their analytics tells them, because in my opinion, like with all the research I've done over the years, I think there's no money in short form content. there's like, I know that people are making a lot of money on TikTok and Instagram, but they're making money off their deals. They're not making money per se off their, like, they are a part of the monetization program, but you really can't make a lot of money off of a minute video or a 2-minute video. You know, you're talking about hundreds and millions of thousands of views in order for them to make a decent amount of money through that platform. So where are they getting their money from? The deals, the companies that approach them and say, hey, we want you to work with us as an ambassador or partner or world sponsor, or we're, want you to promote our product and blah, 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 And I think that once a creator gets to a certain extent, it's too big. They can't handle or manage they can't handle it anymore. They have to have somebody help them do it, And with that said, that's what they have, the frontline person, it's like a celebrity having a publicist or a celebrity having an agent. They're there to get them the interviews, to get them the auditions, and to get them the jobs. And it's the same way with the media marketing company, people. But there are some people out there that still manage their own channels and don't have, agents and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think it could be an issue, and I don't know why it hasn't become more in the public eye of these people and this particular website especially. I'm really shocked that they didn't mention the Gossip Bakery, but it makes me wonder, because the Gossip Bakery has been around for a long time, and it makes me wonder if it has connections. Like, why isn't it being mentioned more often in the public? Because to me that reads, even though it's an international based blog, I still feel like that reads to me that there's more to it. I mean, common sense, right? I don't know what it is, because I don't know, but it would only be logical for us to think that it's bigger than that. Like, why is it not being more, and not being more focused on, and for the people that actually make the content about the bakery, why is it that they come for them so hard? Like, it's an intimidation. Do you know what I mean? So that to me is really interesting as well. All right, you guys, we'll continue. As we go along with this series, we'll read more about within the bakery. I'll pick some people to talk about or to read their threads and stuff. I don't really feel anything doing this, because if anything, I'm going to defend the creators. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of these people they don't make sense what they're talking about. And also it just seems really petty. And two, I don't think they realize this is an industry. I think some people nowadays are in 2026 or 2025, whatever, are starting to realize this is a job. But at the same time, I think they don't know how to balance that, the personal part of the creator versus the business part of the creator. I think that's where the confusion is coming from. And I think that, we'll just have to wait and see how it all pans out. But we'll get into the point where we're reading forums, we're reading about certain creators. And, I don't really have specific creators I want to know about, because I just don't care enough. But because I don't know, I'm just like, when I watch a video, I'm just one of those people, I don't read comments. I just don't. Like, I watch a video, I take what I need from it, and I leave. I like it if I like it, and I leave if I don't. But lately I've been trying to comment more, just because I feel like it's courtesy. Like, because I know I am a creator, so I know what it's like to have people watch my stuff and not say anything, because I just feel terrible. So I've been making more of an effort over the last 6 months to comment on videos I watch. But I hope that me, contributing to community is going to come back as a positive for me. But it is unfortunate that stuff like this goes on. And I think if you're really looking to know how all this whole business works, just watch Crazy Days and Nights. I think that's your main focus on really getting true, you know what I mean? Just go subscribe to Crazy Days and Nights and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So anyway, okay, you guys, thank you so much for listening to my pajama talk. I'm going to finish my dinner. I hope this made sense. I hope it was a good topic of conversation. We'll continue on with the gossip stuff. I don't know. I just feel like I have a lot to say about it, at first, when I first started it, I went there to figure out if anything that I was seeing might have been true. And again, there was no fact. This is a disclaimer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to open up the series every time with, it's my own thoughts and opinions. It's all alleged. I don't know this, because it's true. I don't. So I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions on gossip as we go and creator stuff. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. I'm not here to pick anybody apart. It's not my business to do that, but it is an interesting topic. I think you guys will find interesting. It's up to you. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to, but I'm going to continue doing it. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed tonight's pajama talk. Bake with me. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care, y'all. Bye.
Oh, goodbye, Marge.
I'm surprised the phone hasn't grown to your ear.